Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maverick Greek-Rouse, and I'm the Paramedic Program Director. I would like to welcome you all to our ceremony this afternoon as we celebrate and honor the graduates of the 2025-2026 Paramedic Program. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Nye, the President of Finger Lakes Community College, to the podium to share some welcoming remarks for us.
Thank you, Maverick. Greetings. Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to all of our graduates. You have persevered through a challenging program, enduring countless hours of training hours and burning the midnight oil day and night just to be here today. I also want to congratulate all of the family members and friends that are out here in the audience today, because I am confident that without your support and encouragement, that our graduates wouldn't be here today. To our EMT graduates, I want to personally thank you for each of you for choosing a career that is in the service of helping others through rapid response that are often intense, chaotic, and sometimes risky environments. Hey, Maverick, I got a question. Can these folks sit, or do they got to keep standing?
They can sit.
Okay, good. Speaking about chaotic, I want to reinforce those words I just talked about: intense, chaotic, and risky, and what those mean. Particularly, they come to mind for me because I attended a county sheriff recognition ceremony a while back where they were celebrating instances of deputy sheriff's bravery and gallantry. And in almost every single citation read, an EMT, just like you, or maybe you were there in training, either arrived before or right after the deputies to provide immediate life-saving support. What I learned from those stories is exactly this: there are brave, caring, selfless professionals like you out there every day in the field on the front lines of emergency care 24/7. And quite frankly, that should be comforting to all of us here and in our community. These graduates are entering into a profession, not a job. One of the hallmarks of any profession is the ingrained dedication of experienced professionals who find a calling in passing along their experience to new generations. And for that, to the faculty and staff who supported our graduates in training here today, I want to say thank you, because you are the most noble of professionals. To our graduates here, on behalf of everyone at FLCC, congratulations to all of you. Best wishes as you go out into the world to be our life-saving heroes. Thank you.
In addition to Dr. Nye, we have several other important guests in attendance. Those include members of the Cabinet, members of the Board of Trustees, agency leaders, mentors, and preceptors. Thank you all for being here today and for support of our students. I would like to first introduce the Paramedic Program faculty. Please stand and be recognized as I call your name, and I ask the audience to hold your applause to the end. Tyler Harris, Adjunct Instructor. Tim Hutchings, Adjunct Instructor. Caleb Stamler, Adjunct Instructor. Amanda Jabot, Adjunct Instructor and Paramedic Program Tutor. Case Morrill, Clinical Coordinator. Crystal Plant, EMS Programs Office Manager. Zachary Jabot, Lab Instructor. Emily Greek-Rouse, Lab Instructor. Olivia Minetti, Lab Instructor, who can't be here today because she's away at military training. David Hubble, Lab Instructor. Chloe Launt, Lab Instructor. Aiden Sealy-Suki, Lab Instructor. Anna Ueda, Lab Instructor. John Hansen, Lab Instructor. Eric Marsh, Department Chair, Health Science and Human Performance. And Dr. Scott Glick, our Medical Director, who can't be here today because he's working in a hospital. Please join me in a round of applause for these faculty. I would like to introduce our keynote speaker from the New York State Department of Health, Division of EMS, Deputy Director Stephen DeZura, and hopefully he has a service dog, but he does not. No Oliver today. Sorry. The students were really hoping you had Oliver. Thanks.
I need to get them to get me a handler for Oliver so I can do both these things. Good afternoon. To the leadership of Finger Lakes Community College, the faculty, instructors, preceptors, families, friends, and most importantly, the graduates of the New York State Paramedic class, thank you for inviting me here today. Graduates, today is a really important day. Today marks the completion of your academic journey to become paramedics. Over the past months, you've developed the knowledge, skills, judgment, and discipline necessary to take the next steps towards entering one of the most trusted and demanding professions there is. And while there's still one important milestone ahead of you, the licensing exam, today will absolutely be a moment worth celebrating. Before we get too serious, I think it's important to acknowledge something. Every paramedic class develops its own personality. Every class has its own running jokes, its own moments that will somehow be funny forever. I have shirts in my house with sayings on them. Apparently for this class, one of those moments involved trying to rip a piece of paper out of a Life Pack 15, which honestly feels like a pretty accurate metaphor for the paramedic school sometimes. You spend months learning complex medicine, critical thinking, cardiology, pharmacology, scene management, and advanced procedures, and then get defeated by a printer in front of everybody. And somewhere in the background, Alec is saying, it's going BLS. Honestly, though, that phrase may be one of the most important EMS lessons there is, because good patient care is not about looking dramatic. It's about staying calm, doing the basics well, taking care of people, and knowing that sometimes the best medic in the room is the one who doesn't overcomplicate things. I learned that lesson years ago when I was still practicing regularly in the field. I used to joke that when I was an EMT, I was absolutely convinced OB calls were ALS calls. Then I became a paramedic, and suddenly I became absolutely certain that they were BLS calls. Now, officially, that was because I had developed a deeper appreciation for the patient-centered care and scene management. Unofficially, I had no interest in delivering a baby in the field. But the truth is, EMS has a way of humbling us all. The longer you do this job, the more you realize confidence is not about pretending you're fearless. It's about learning how to stay calm, even when you're uncomfortable. This class has experienced a unique journey. There were transitions, adjustments, challenges along the way, both for the program and for many of you personally. But despite of that, all of that, you kept showing up, and that matters. Programs like this are demanding, even under perfect circumstances. You started with 27 students. Today, 15 are graduating. That's not failure. That's reality. Paramedic programs are designed to test people, not just academically, but emotionally, mentally, and personally. There are moments during paramedic school where people question whether or not they can keep going. And there are also moments where instructors begin to question their own life decisions too. Before moving into leadership roles, I taught several ALS courses myself. And I can tell you there are moments in every ALS class where the instructors are exhausted and frustrated while they're watching somebody confidently inflate a blood pressure cuff attached to the bench seat instead of the one attached to the patient. And yet, every instructor in this room kept showing up. Every preceptor kept teaching. Every family member kept encouraging someone to keep going. And every one of you graduating today made the decision to keep coming back. That matters because honestly, that's EMS. Plans change, scenes become chaotic, equipment fails, and somehow the profession still works because people keep adapting and they keep showing up. And this class has already demonstrated that. But then graduation day arrives, and suddenly none of the frustration is what you remember. Because now, sitting here today, the instructors are no longer looking at students. They're looking at future paramedics, future partners, future leaders, future preceptors, future people that someone's family will depend upon during the worst day of their life. And that's an incredibly proud moment. To the instructors, preceptors, all the family members in this room, this accomplishment belongs to you too, because nobody becomes a paramedic alone. Behind every graduate is somebody who sacrificed time, gave encouragement, listened to frustration after long clinical shifts, tolerated late-night studying, and kept supporting them even when things got difficult. Your support mattered more than you probably realize. And graduates, I think it's especially meaningful that you're graduating during EMS week, a week where we celebrate this profession, the people in it, and the difference EMS providers make every single day in communities across the country. But today's different because this week you're not just celebrating EMS, you're taking the next steps of your journey within it. And I want you to hold on to that moment. Seriously grasp onto it. Because I still remember mine. I remember the moment when I became a paramedic in 2008. I remember holding the patch in my hand and just staring at it for hours. I couldn't stop looking away. I was proud, very, very proud. Not because of the title, not the uniform, but because I felt I had earned the right to be there for people during some of their most hardest moments in their life. I remember realizing the patch meant responsibility. It meant that one day complete strangers were going to trust me during some of the worst moments of their lives. And I want you to remember this feeling, because this job will challenge you. There will be exhausting shifts, frustrating calls, moments where you feel burned out, moments where the pager goes off for the same patient for the 20th time this week, and frustration starts creeping into your voice before you even walk through their door. And when those moments happen, I want you to remember today. Remember what it felt like to sit here, to earn that patch. Remember how proud you were to become the kind of person people call when they are scared, vulnerable, hurt, or alone. Years ago, one of my mentors told me something that stayed with me throughout my career. He said, EMS is half science and half art. The science part is what you've spent the last year learning. Anatomy, cardiology, pharmacology, airway management, trauma care, critical thinking, scene management, that science all matters. Your patients deserve competence. They deserve providers who know what they're doing. But the art is the human part. It's learning how to talk to somebody who's terrified. It's knowing how to calm down a family member, standing in the doorway, watching the worst moments of their lives unfold. It's recognizing when a patient needs reassurance before they need medication. It's understanding that sometimes the most important thing you bring to the scene is not a cardiac monitor, it's your presence. The best paramedics eventually learn how to balance both, because medicine without compassion eventually becomes cold, and compassion without competence becomes dangerous. Great paramedics learn how to carry both at the same time. Before I close, there's one more thing I want all of you to remember. Never underestimate the impact you have on people in this profession. Sometimes in EMS, we think the moments that matter most are the dramatic calls, the big interventions, the major saves. But over the years, I've learned that often the moments people remember the most are much quieter than that. Years ago, I was involved in a tragic death call. At the time, it was one of countless calls I had been on and that we handled. Like many providers, eventually, after enough years in this profession, some scenes just start blending together. Years later, after this call, a family member of the deceased reached out and reconnected with my mother. Apparently, they were old friends. Somehow, during this conversation, they realized I had been one of the paramedics on the call. To this day, she tells my mother that she still remembers how we made her feel during one of the worst moments in her life. My mother later told me the story. I tried as hard as I could to remember the call. I couldn't. To this day, I still don't know who the patient was. I don't know exactly what the circumstances were, and I can't even remember the scene. Truth is, I have absolutely no recollection of doing anything extraordinary. I don't remember some dramatic intervention. I don't remember doing anything heroic, which means the thing that stayed with the family all these years later was probably something much simpler. Maybe it was patience. Maybe it was kindness. Maybe it was the way we spoke during some of the worst moments of their lives. And I think there's an important lesson to learn in that for all of you. Because in EMS, the moments that feel routine to you may become unforgettable to someone else. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that this profession has a way of shaping people in ways they've never expected. When I first became an EMT, I certainly never imagined I'd be standing here someday as the Deputy State EMS Director. I was just a regular guy from upstate New York who loved EMS and wanted to help people. Truth is, many of the experiences that shaped me along the way happened in the back of ambulances. They happened in classrooms. They happened as I was learning from partners, instructors, patients, and my own mistakes. So wherever this profession takes you, stay humble, stay curious, and never forget where you started. Today marks an important step towards entering a profession built on trust, service, compassion, and resilience. You have completed the academic preparation necessary to take the next steps towards becoming licensed paramedics. And while your instructors may finally get a brief moment of peace after this class, something tells me none of you are going BLS anytime soon. Congratulations to the Finger Lakes Community College Paramedic Program. Enjoy this moment. Be proud of what you've accomplished, and then go take the state exam. I wish you long careers, safe shifts, strong partners, and the wisdom to always remember why you started. And before I leave today, I want to do one final thing. This week, New York State recognizes EMS Week, a time to honor EMS professionals serving in communities across the state every single day. And I can't think of a more meaningful way and week for you all to reach this milestone. So on behalf of Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York State Department of Health, it's my honor to present this official New York State proclamation recognizing EMS Week to the Finger Lakes Community College Paramedic Program. Congratulations and thank you.
Josh, do you feel attacked? Sorry, he asked. All right, I would like to invite Adjunct Instructor Tyler Harris to the podium to present the Kenneth W. Kelly Memorial Award. Mickey normally is here with us to do that, however, she's not feeling very well today. So instead, she has asked us to bring up lab instructors Jabot and Hubble to help present.
The Kenneth W. Kelly Memorial Award was created to commemorate the enduring legacy of Kenneth W. Kelly, a beloved EMS educator and EMS professional. This annual award is presented to a graduating FLCC paramedic student who exemplifies values, passion, and dedication that Ken brought to the program and the broader EMS community. Kenneth W. Kelly was the co-founder of the FLCC Paramedic Program and served as its lead instructor and program director from its inception in 1997 until his passing in 2014. Throughout his career, he was known for his unwavering commitment to excellence in EMS education, his leadership, and his deep compassion for both students and patients. His vision and dedication shaped the paramedic program into what it is today. The recipient of this award is selected based on academic excellence, clinical performance, leadership qualities, and active participation in community and EMS initiatives. This honor not only celebrates the student's achievements, but also serves as a tribute to Ken's profound influence on EMS education and the many lives he impacted. The Kenneth W. Kelly Memorial Award stands as a lasting testament to his contributions, ensuring that his legacy continues to inspire and guide future generations of paramedic professionals at FLCC. This year, the paramedic program is proud to award this honor to Joshua Brown.
One of the greatest privileges of serving as the program director and the lead instructor is recognizing graduates who continue to represent the very best of EMS long after leaving our program. The FLCC Paramedic Program Distinguished Alumni Award was created to do just that. This award recognizes professionalism, leadership, dedication, and service to EMS, qualities our recipient demonstrates every day. What stood out most in this nomination was not only clinical skill and dedication, but the way this person quietly leads by example. Too often, recognition goes to the loudest person in the room. This year's recipient represents the opposite: calm, consistent leadership, quiet professionalism, and a willingness to always step forward when others need support. They teach willingly, mentor generously, and consistently make both their coworkers and this profession better. We are proud to recognize not only what this individual has accomplished, but the example they set for all of us. This individual serves as a lab instructor in our program, mentoring and supporting the next generation of paramedics with patience, humility, and a genuine commitment to student success. Beyond the classroom, they also serve as the Deputy Chief of Administration for Canandaigua Emergency Squad, where they exemplify steady leadership and professionalism. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the FLCC Paramedic Program Distinguished Alumni Award, David Hubble. Finally, the moment we have all been waiting for. I would like to invite Clinical Coordinator Case Morrill up to the podium to call out the names of the graduates and Adjunct Instructor Tim Hutchings to help Tyler and I give the students their first paramedic patch, a plaque, and their International Trauma Life Support certification card. During this program, they also received certifications in Advanced Cardiac Life Support and Pediatric Advanced Life Support.
Will you guys stand, please? You guys ready? Josh Brown. Catherine Estrada. Janae Hooker. Abby Kime. Tom Cresson. Johanna Martinez, valedictorian. Tanner Pierce. Tom Pierce. Alec Reed. Ari Rivera. Catherine Seifer. Breland Twitchell Salutatorian. Carter Waldice. Ethan Welday. Katie Zarpentine.
Graduates, please be seated. I remembered this time. Sorry about before. All right, so I told you guys that today was the last day you had to listen to me. So here's my parting words for you. Today is a celebration of achievement, perseverance, sacrifice, and purpose. More than anything, though, today is about you. When this program began, it's fair to say we had a rocky start. There were challenges, growing pains, moments of uncertainty, and times when it would have been easy to lose momentum. But what defines a paramedic is not the absence of adversity, it's the ability to continue forward through it. And that is exactly what this class did. You adapted, you persevered, you showed up. You came to class exhausted after shifts, you studied when your families needed your time. You practiced skills until they became instinct. You learned how to lead in chaos, think critically under pressure, and care for people during the worst moments of their lives. And over the last 16 months, you did that on a remarkable scale. Collectively, this class completed 534 hours of lecture, 693 hours of lab time, 1,380 hours of clinical time, and 10,558 hours of ride time. During that time, you cared for 3,627 patients. Of those, 473 were simulated patients in the lab, where skills became habits and confidence was built before entering the field. You cared for 655 pediatric patients, including helping to deliver 17 babies. You treated 1,781 adult patients and cared for 1,191 geriatric patients. Those numbers represent far more than clinical requirements or competencies checked off in a system. Behind every number was a person who trusted you in a vulnerable moment. Every patient encounter helped shape the clinicians that you became today. You learned that medicine is not just algorithms and protocols. It is compassion, it is presence, and it is trust. This week also happens to be EMS Week, and the 2026 EMS Week theme is Improving Outcomes Together. I cannot think of a more fitting message for today, because no paramedic succeeds alone. You made it here because classmates encouraged one another after difficult exams, because instructors pushed you to be better, because preceptors challenged you in the field, because families sacrificed alongside you, because crews trusted you enough to let you grow. EMS has always been a team profession. No one carries the weight alone. The best outcomes for patients, for systems, and for each other happen when we work together. Before we conclude today, though, I want to share a message from adjunct instructor Amanda Jabot, recognizing someone who shared the same passion for EMS that brought all of you here tonight. EMT student Jaden Zimmerman tragically lost his life in an automobile accident while on his way to ride time, just 2 weeks shy of completing his EMT class. Although many of you probably didn't know him personally, Jaden dreamed of becoming a paramedic and one day sitting where you are today. His dedication to this profession and desire to serve others should not be forgotten. As you go out into the field as a paramedic, honor his memory by caring for your patients, supporting one another, and never losing sight of why you chose this profession. Please join me in a brief moment of silence to remember Jaden Zimmerman. As you leave this program, remember something important. Your patch, your certification, and your title are not the destination. They are the beginning. Very soon, someone will look at you in the back of an ambulance, on a roadside, in a living room, or in an emergency department, and believe that you can help them through the worst day of your life. And you will. Not because you know everything, not because you will never make a mistake, but because you have learned how to care, how to think, how to lead, and how to keep moving forward even when things are difficult. That matters. This profession will challenge you. It will humble you, and some days it will break your heart. But it will also give you moments of profound meaning, moments when a patient survives because you were there, moments when a family remembers your kindness long after they forget your name, and moments when you realize that you truly made a difference. Protect your compassion, protect each other, and never stop learning, and never forget why you started. To the families and supporters here tonight, thank you. You endured the late nights, the stress, the missed holidays, and the endless studying right alongside these students. Their success belongs to you as well. And to our graduates, I am incredibly proud of you. You took a difficult path and earned every step of this moment. Today, you are no longer simply students of paramedicine. Today, you join a profession built on service, sacrifice, teamwork, and compassion. You are paramedics. Congratulations, class of 2026. Stay safe, take care of one another, and go improve outcomes together. Will the graduates please stand? I would like to present to you the graduates of the FLCC Paramedic Program, class number 256000.